Alright guys, Alex B here, and I plan on buying a Nintendo Switch, so I wanted to find out how much it would cost, and while the console is $300, it doesn't really end up being that much. It can be a lot more when you add on some of the accessories, a game. There's no game bundled with the Switch, as common knowledge now. Obviously, most people are buying Zelda, but I figured I would take a look at the accessories to find out how much the Nintendo Switch actually cost. So, starting off, I have a list of just everything being sold for the Nintendo Switch right now. The Nintendo Switch, obviously, the main thing, and you don't really buy any of the accessories if you don't have the Switch, so skipping that. We have a screen cover, which I think is a necessity. Bianchi, a YouTuber, has posted a YouTube video where he got scratches on his Switch screen from just taking it on and off of the dock, which is pretty normal. Like, you're gonna do that a lot, because when it enters the dock, it still scrapes the side. So screen cover is a must. If you don't have that, then it is gonna get scratched up, and traveling around, gonna get in contact with some keys or something. And there's also an extra charger, which they are selling, and considering the fact that only one charger comes in the box, and likely one charger will be with your dock, and you don't want to keep unplugging the dock, unplugging the charger, and then walking around, and then coming back, unplugging in the charger, plugging in the dock. It's just really inconvenient. But while the screen cover is $10, no big deal, the extra charger is $15, so it's a pretty significant price tag when you're already spending $360. So I'd label it as a necessity unless you really plan on traveling with the dock too. If you plan on having the dock on you at all times, and maybe you don't need it because you're going to have the charger on you too. But it varies person to person. I'd likely buy an extra AC adapter. I also have the Pro Controller, so where the normal Joy-Cons can slide into a little grip, which is way too small for someone with big hands like me. A little hard to see how big they are, but they're above average sized hands, and they really don't grip on to the controller that well. And it's not that comfortable, so I would probably get used to it just because it's a $70 price tag for a Pro Controller. Pro Controller is going to feel a lot more like your normal Xbox controller. It seats in your hand very comfortably. The Pro Controller, very good. I have held it. And besides the Pro Controller, there's also a LAN adapter. So Ethernet is basically like, it's the wired connection. And while the Nintendo Switch is almost all wireless, you can get that adapter for $30 to get some wired gameplay. Now, this does have to go through an adapter to a USB port, which then goes to your computer. So you're not going to get... I had to turn on my lights. So you're not going to get the same performance exactly that you would normally get from a wired connection like I have on my computer, but you should be fine. Honestly, unless you're playing really competitive games, and I don't really know anyone that is. I mean, Splatoon 2 is like kind of competitive. I mean, they made it seem like they want a competitive scene in their commercial, but I don't really see how that can be competitive. So I don't really put that as a necessity, but for a hardcore gamer, maybe you want it, $30. It will not work with other adapters, I have heard, so you're out of luck if you see a $10 one online. Oh well. So kind of in the same theme as the Pro Controller, you have an extra pair of Joy-Cons for... that would be $80, or an extra comfort with an extra comfort grip that costs another $15. There are games like ARMS that take advantage of having the two so that you can punch and twist in the ARMS game with two Joy-Con controllers, and honestly, I'd probably put that as one of the must if you want to have a party with this, and you want to play ARMS, and you want to play all these games. You kind of need that. So that's another $80 plus the Joy-Con grip if you want that. You don't need that for them to work, but it's kind of like you might as well at that point. And they do with the comfort grip, they have a charging grip. So normally you slide them in and it doesn't charge, and with that it's $30 extra, but you have an extended battery life when you're playing in controller mode. The only thing is the Joy-Cons already have a 20-hour battery life, so I don't really see why you would need something extra to charge them. Just slide them back on the dock, it's no big deal. You also have these rubber grips for the Nintendo Switch individual things, and they're really comfortable in the fact that you put them in here and then you hold just the one half. I don't really have anything to demonstrate. When you hold the one half of the Nintendo Switch controller playing a game like Snipper Clips, it'll be a lot more comfortable than holding it plainly. I'd say that if you plan on overall playing a lot of games, like splitting it up you're out and about and you split it up, playing with the little itty bitty half controller, maybe it's worth it. It's $15, so it's up to you. That's more of a comfort thing, whether or not you like the half Joy-Con. And they do have Joy-Con wheels, which is for Mario Kart. Obviously, you can turn. It adds no extra functionality. It's purely for looks. Don't buy it. No reason to. It's $15. Something useful like the grip first, because that might actually be a lot more comfortable as opposed to the wheel. Like, that's just kind of weird. It's really small, too. I've seen them at PAX East. And then there is also a gel grip for each controller where you can have on the controller, slide on and off, no big deal. It works pretty well. It's just to add more grip. I wouldn't say you need this. The gel grip is about $10, but it's something you might want. Look into it, see if you want it. If you can't get a good grip on the Nintendo Switch, which I don't see why you wouldn't be able to, maybe you buy them. Then getting into some of the traveling stuff, there is a stand for the Switch because when it is in the kickstand mode, charger is on the bottom. So say the charger is on the bottom, you put it into kickstand mode. The charging is being blocked by the table. It's retarded. I don't know why they placed the USB Type-C port there, but they are devices that elevate your Nintendo Switch so that you can charge it. It's something that really is, it's utterly retarded that the USB-C port is there, but it is. So you kind of just got to deal with that one. If you want it, you can get it. I wouldn't say that's a necessity, though. I probably wouldn't spend the money on it. Considering the fact that it is $15, all these little itty bitty costs here and there, nickel and dime you, that's Nintendo. And getting into some of the bags, you have the basic just sleeve kind of zip up bag, and that's it's like, I think it's $15. It's good if you're traveling short distances, you just want to make sure it doesn't get absolutely wrecked in something like a backpack. Then they do have, and that's soft cover, and they do have hardcover ones for $15 or $20. Are the hardcover ones, and you do have places to store your games and those, so those can be nice. Again, no place to store the charger, but maybe you'll be able to fit it in there. Getting into some of the bigger stuff, there is the bag and the hard shell case. The hard shell case is really cool because what happens is you place the Nintendo Switch in there, you place the dock in there, and a Pro Controller or Joy-Con grip if you have one. An HDMI cord and a charger fits in there, and it's a substantial size. I don't know exactly what the dimensions are, but it's not small. It fits everything, though, so if you're going to be traveling, going on planes, going on long car rides, bring it to a hotel or something, maybe you look into that, but over that, I would prefer the bag, which I think is really good. Instead of $40 for the hardcover, it is $50, so it is more money, but you're getting significantly more space. It's a lot easier to carry around. It's a lot easier to throw around since it's a soft cover, and it has a pocket for pretty much everything. You'll be able to fit an extra pair of Joy-Cons, the actual Nintendo Switch with the Joy-Cons attached. You'll be able to fit a Pro Controller, a charger, a headset. You'll be able to fit on top of all that the dock, which is major, being able to fit the dock in there because that's really portable when you can bring it to something like a hotel room. And as far as portability goes, going back to that LAN adapter, if you're in a hotel that only has Ethernet, then maybe that's another reason I could see for that. But kind of, if you're going to be traveling with it, I'd say get the bag over the hard showcase so you can fit extra things with the bag space, like the LAN adapter. And alrighty then, guys, this is going to be it for this video. This is my little sister. Please get out of the shot. Now, if you are going to buy any of these accessories, I'd say bare minimum you need the Nintendo Switch and a screen cover. And then also really good would be the bag if you plan on traveling, a Pro Controller. There are a lot of accessories. From my measurements, you could really get away with $450 to really max out everything you want. And then you could budget down to really $400, get a bag and like not a Pro Controller, just deal with the normal controllers. And there's definitely different uses for everything. Take a look yourself. So really, the Nintendo Switch costs like $450 plus a game. I'd say bare minimum $500 being spent on the Nintendo Switch. Thank you for this video. This is Bianchi Gaming. Like, comment, and subscribe. screw my little sister. Peace.